Welcome back to our work series tutorials. This is PageWORX number 5. In our last tutorial, we edited this about page, although I added the lorem ipsum text back in since then. So if you haven't done any content editing at all, haven't worked with any of your content through this edit page, I would suggest that you go back to number 4. Otherwise, we're going to march on, log back in, go back to this about page, get into an edit screen, and I don't think we need to review too much here. There's that lorem ipsum text that I put back in. There's our headlines, and so forth. We're down to talking about these meta descriptions, as you recall. The meta description is the summary of the page. And where this is important, and I have to take you into a world you're probably not going to like to be in, which is the source code of this page. This is what your browser sees. This is what search engine sees. And if you look right up here, this tag here and this tag here, which is in between these two tags, is a head of the document that is not visible on the page. However, you have these meta tags where this one says meta name equals description. Right there is the summary of this page. Search engines see it. We may use it in some places. I would really strongly encourage you, even if the page will take without filling in this, put this in there. And it's really easy to do, which is I will generally just take, after I do my main body, I'll normally just take the first sentence or two, highlight it, copy. I actually use right click, but I'm doing it this way for you guys, and paste, and there it is. Keywords are another thing that I can, I'm not going to bother going back into that source code, but search engines used to look at keywords, but they were so widely abused by unscrupulous websites that all of the major search engines ignore these keywords. However, we can use these keywords for some of our custom site searches, but I'm going to save that for another tutorial and get us out of this thing, save our changes, because what I'd like to do now is show you how to add a page. I need to stop the video and I'll be right back. The reason I stopped the video is I changed this main content type to allow us now to add a page. As you can see, this button has appeared that wasn't there before to add a subpage. So let's just go for it. We're going to call this our history. We'll make the link the history. The sort order, there is no sort order at this point because there's no because this is our first sub item. It does tell us what our parent item was, which is the about page. We're going to put history of our company. Oh boy, I hate laptop keyboards. I just do that out of habit. History of our company. Oh, this really should read more like a sentence. We were founded in 1919, the year my grandfather was born, and he's still around. Okay, one thing we didn't talk about before is a preview. You do get a content preview. Now this is not exactly what the page looks like. There might be the sidebar you noticed is missing, but it lets you see what the headline and the text is, and there may be some future enhancements to this. So if we like what we see here, we can go ahead and save it, or we can go back and make changes. We were founded in, we forgot to put our date up here. Oops, 1919. Preview it. Now we're happy with it. We're going to save it, and there it is. Now where this gets linked to, we now have a drop down. So when you go across here, I've neglected some style in our CSS. You can see that drop down is a little skinnier than I would have wanted it to be, but maybe we'll deal with that later. So if we wanted to add another page to this, add a subpage, we're just going to call this one another, and another, and another. And our drop down menu at the top just is growing. Now notice that another jumped up ahead. The reason for that, of course, is sorting. We've done no sorting yet of any of the sub items. In this case, we want our history to go first. We want another to be second. We save our sort order, and now we're back in our how we want it to appear. So this actually concludes the PageWORX specific tutorials, but please don't bail out on me, because we still got a ways to go with rich text editing. Images creates a definite need for some tutorials. These are things that are shared by some other programs. So what we're going to do now is create a new category of tutorials. But as far as the PageWORX specific stuff, you've been through it. Congratulations, and we will see you at the next tutorial.